Hi and welcome to SCW here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. Going to be looking at 5 potential winners for the Men's Royal Rumble this upcoming January in 2022. Let me know in the comments below who you think could win the Royal Rumble in January 2022. But without further ado, here are my 5 potential winners. I'm going to start off with a wild card, a bold prediction to say the very least. That's right, I'm going with Damien Priest as a potential, because talk about someone that's had the best first year in WWE and on Raw as well. Damien Priest came in the Royal Rumble last year, and of course then was associated with Bad Bunny afterwards. Remember having that tag team match at WrestleMania 37, and even though that Bad Bunny was the star of that, Damien Priest got the rub in that environment. He's gone on to become a top singles star as well, winning the United States Championship over Sheamus at SummerSlam. He's gone in to win against Jeff Hardy, Drew McIntyre clean as well, even triple threat matches in some formats. So Damien Priest is really on a roll right now in WWE, and I think, to be honest, if you look at Damien Priest, he's not the youngest guy in the world. If you want to push him, now is the time to push him. It all feels that the momentum is heading in the right direction. So a Royal Rumble with victory this year to go on to WrestleMania to take on either the WWE Champion or the Universal Champion could really push Damien Priest to that next level, especially if you can get Bad Bunny in his corner once again at WrestleMania this year, actually cheering on Damien Priest this time, his hero, to go and win the championship at WrestleMania. You could have a megastar on your hands. So for that reason, Damien Priest is my first selection. My second selection for this video is none other than the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock Lesnar has been causing carnage of late when he's been in WWE, turning babyface, getting matches with Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, then tearing up SmackDown the episode afterwards, including destroying Adam Pearce. Of course, at the time of recording, Brock Lesnar is suspended and hasn't come back. Who knows if or when he'll get his championship opportunity? Maybe he will need to go through the Royal Rumble. Now, he's a former Royal Rumble winner. It's not building up a new star at this point, but it's definitely something I could see, especially if they wanted to drag out Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns again to be at WrestleMania. So this could be a step that WWE could potentially take. And let's not forget that Brock Lesnar was in the Royal Rumble in the year 2020, and that happened to be one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time. Despite Brock not winning it, he certainly built a star in amongst that match, and that's going to be my next selection. Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre won the 2020 Royal Rumble, went on for the next calendar year being the top guy. Since, he's kind of been chasing that championship up until about June point this year, losing to Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. And of course, since then, Drew has gone to move over to SmackDown. Slow and steady, he's been working his way up the card. The Royal Rumble feels like the most organic place to get Drew McIntyre back in the main event scene, especially on SmackDown, especially if you want to do Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 30, which does feel like one of potentially the biggest main events you could do on SmackDown right now for the grandest stage of them all. So I wouldn't be surprised if Drew McIntyre was to win the Royal Rumble for the second time in 3 years, and at that point you would definitely establish him as a top tier athlete, a top tier main eventer in WWE, and hopefully you could push him on then to really push the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania 38. My next selection is someone who hasn't won the Royal Rumble before, but certainly could be getting the Drew McIntyre treatment on Raw if you believe the dirt sheet says. I'm talking about the Prince, Finn Balor. Now, of course, with Drew McIntyre going to SmackDown, there was a little rumour going around that Finn Balor going to Raw, that they could push Finn Balor the way they've been pushing Drew McIntyre over the last 18 months to 2 years. So if they really want to go all in with that, my suggestion would be winning the Royal Rumble would be a great move for Finn Balor to go on then to WrestleMania, to go for the WWE Championship. It certainly would feel like full circle after what happened to Finn Balor all those years ago at SummerSlam 2016. Do you remember the first ever Universal Champion, only to get injured, to have to vacate that belt the very next night, to never really getting back to where he was and where he was meant to go going forward there. If they could push Finn Balor to win the Royal Rumble this year, to go to WrestleMania, to go against a heel WWE champion, maybe a Seth Rollins, that certainly would be perfect if they were to go down that avenue. My last pick, I just mentioned him, Seth Rollins. Well, Big E's the current WWE champion. Seth Rollins as well could be a really handy pick to win the Royal Rumble this year, because Seth Rollins could go after the WWE champion, or he could even switch over to SmackDown to go against Roman Reigns. There's no reason why he couldn't try and get that championship on that show, and then he just goes back to Raw after WrestleMania. And certainly that would feel like a big time field match. If you had Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, it's kind of like, you know, 2/3 of the Shield. We've had that match done on so many shows for many years ago, but it's not been done for quite a while. And Seth Rollins was meant to get that championship opportunity, wasn't he? He was sort of teasing it on those final days of SmackDown. So it would be interesting to see if they could revisit that storyline at some point. And of course, if not, to do it on the Raw side, even for Seth to win the championship there, I certainly think it could be an interesting move that they could do, because Seth Rollins has kind of been that upper mid card now for the longest time. He's fine now getting back into that championship conversation, going after Big E. If he doesn't get successful on the first attempt, the Royal Rumble could be the next stop for Seth Rollins to get him in that championship opportunity once again at WrestleMania. So that's my 5 selections there of 5 superstars that I think could win the men's Royal Rumble this year. Yes, I've kind of gone for experience over inexperience really more in this video this time, purely because I think a lot of the younger talent in WWE, or the lower card guys, are not ready for this opportunity at this present stage. I think WWE wants to try and give the biggest matches on the biggest show possible. You know, Dallas, Texas, it's a massive venue for WrestleMania 38. They're going to do their best for the ticket sales to sell that show out. So I think they will go all out to put on the biggest and best show possible. So that's why I picked these 5 guys. As an outside choice, I would have liked to put AJ Styles in there. I just don't think WWE will push it. But if you want the sentimental vote, I'd love to see AJ get one more push to go for the WWE Championship. But that's my thoughts anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe as well if you haven't already, and hit the bell as well. Turn the notifications to all. I will see you very soon on the channel. We'll take a break now for about a week or so, but make sure to check out these other videos on the side in the meantime. Plenty of videos to keep you busy in the meantime here on the channel. Thank you for the support as always. I will see you very soon. You'll be watching SCW here on YouTube. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.